such an action-packed movie, all of the emotion as well. It's called Lucky Strike. It's starring Scott Eastwood, directed by Rod Lurie. Rod, I mean, how did you come up with this story? How did you know this is the movie you wanted to be made?
First of all, go Colts. Just want to say that. Love
Yes,
that
thank
team.
you.
Try to get some fantasy players from there. Well, I didn't come up with the idea. The idea was come up by my co-writer, Mark Friedman, who, when he lived in France 50 years ago, interviewed this dude who was in the Battle of the Bulge for a high school project. And he just loved the story this guy told of his tale, that he said, this has got to be a film. And so he wrote a script. He gave me the script. I added some goodies to make it even more filmic. But I have to say, it was an idea generated from this man named Mark Friedman, and I'm a military guy myself, and I've always wanted to make a World War II film for sure, and Battle of the Bulge especially. It's the Battle of the Bulge and D-Day are the two iconic battles that were fought by the Americans in the Second World War on the European side.
And that's where we come to know that this is inspired by those true events. I mean, Scott, such terrific performance on your behalf, just putting yourself in the action. What talk about filming this movie, all of the action scenes, all of the great emotional moments for your character.
Yeah, it's not a film for the faint of heart. That's sure if you're working on it. Um, but none of them are. To be honest, I've done the Pacific. I've done two European tours now in different World War II films, and it always comes with a heavy weight that you want to carry and pay pay these veterans justice and
Right.
really sort of pay it forward as respect to them and what they did for our country and the world.
Yeah, that's right.
And you
Absolutely.
two previously, you're collaborating again after working on The Outpost, another great movie. If you've not seen that, definitely watch that one as well. Rod,
Mhm.
did you know that you wanted, upon doing this movie, that you wanted Scott to be your guy for this movie?
Well, yeah, but then he says no.
Uh,
He said no because of the other I've done with war films and so on. And that, so I went to a couple of other guys, and I'll tell you, you know why they didn't do it? Um, is they didn't want to do the physicality of it. Sometimes actors will just be straight up saying, "I don't want to be in the cold. I don't want to be in the mountains. I don't want to be doing these wonders that you want to do under those conditions." And eventually, he was convinced to actually read the screenplay. And when he did that, he said, "Okay,
It's pretty good.
it's pretty good." And so when we do our next war film, all you'll have to do is we'll do the Civil War next or something like that. Maybe Revolutionary. Would you do the Revolutionary War? Would you wear a wig and
he's saying no way. I was watching this movie last night with my husband, and I looked at him. I said, "You know who that guy is on screen, right?" He said, "No." I said, "Well, you know who his dad is?" He said, "Well, he looks like Clint Eastwood from here up." I said, "Well, that's a good sign because that is Clint Eastwood's son." Scott, did you get any kind of piece of advice when you work on these movies aside from your dad? Do you get any advice on his long legacy of films? I mean, one of the greatest to ever do it, but you're continuing to follow in his footsteps and knocking performance after performance out.
Not He's a man of few words, not much advice. Follow your gut.
yeah,
Keep working hard.
that's right. He gives him the dirty Harry advice
Yeah.
is what it boils
But
down
that's
to.
what those men were. They're from a different, the men that we're honoring in this film. It's men from a different generation, men from a tougher generation that, you know, uh, get to work. Don't complain.
Definitely a movie to see on the big screen. It's called Lucky Strike in theaters June 26th. Scott, Rod, congratulations. Thank you for your time today.
Thanks, Trevor.
Bye, Trevor.
Bye.